Hello, and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are not getting the results you are looking for from your digital marketing efforts, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. This is Frank Deming, the local business guy, and welcome to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, everyone. I hope you guys are having a rockin' week thus far. Today is the first episode in the month of November. And if you have been following my show, if you've been a listener of my show since we started, November and December, I like to gear our focus on what's coming the next year. So a lot of my posts, excuse me, I'm okay. A lot of my content coming, unless I have a guest, of course, coming to you is going to be geared towards setting you up for success in 2023. So if you're new to the show, just want to give you the format of what we typically are doing. Okay, so before I get to the content of today, the topic of today, let me just say that, is the top digital marketing mistakes that you want to avoid as a law firm in 2023, okay? Before I get to that content, I just want to remind you guys that if you are a fan of the show, if you're an attorney, or if you know of an attorney that could use digital marketing, first of all, show them this show. If you can just forward this show, subscribe to the show, tell them about the show, have them subscribe to the show and let them listen to it. And if you could just forward them my information, I'm usually easily found on LinkedIn. I would highly appreciate that. If you know of any attorney, or if you're an attorney that would like to use our services in terms of digital marketing, we would like that very much as well. Okay, and I would appreciate it. Okay, so let's talk about the top digital marketing mistakes, to avoid in 2023. Here's the thing, that your online presence, you got to understand this. Your online presence as an attorney does three things, okay? It reaches an audience, it builds a reputation, and it generates leads. That's it. That's all your online presence is slated to do. Okay? And if it's not doing those three things, now we're in trouble. Okay? Then we have to talk about that, because we have to change that. Okay? Now the thing is that let's say if you're not doing those things, that's a problem, right? Another thing that's a problem is if those three things are done incorrectly, because it can cause more harm than good to your law firm. And then it puts you a poor branding situation. And that's not good either, okay? So I'm going to give you these top mistakes that causes you to do just that, to do it incorrectly, okay? The number one thing, there are about 6. So let's dive deep here. I don't want to keep you too long here, okay? The number one thing is the failure to provide value-rich content on your website that's going to position your firm as an authority in your space. I'll give you an example. If you do not post, let's say a blog, it doesn't even have to be a huge blog, or if you do not have like advice on anywhere on your website that has a significant value to your potential customer, you're gonna mess up, because I can guarantee you the savvy law firm is doing it. Okay, here's what I mean. If you're a family law attorney, and there's a change, there's a law, there was something that changed in the law for child custody hearings or whatever the case is. If you don't have that information, if you do your research, which we'll get to later, and you notice that people are asking that around the web, if you don't have that answer on there on your website, then you're leaving a lot of money on the table. All right, so that's number one. Number two is forgetting about mobile users. Okay, so I've said this many times, but I'm going to repeat it because some of you have not. You're probably a new listener. I don't know, but Google back in 2017. Well, they started this whole mobile first design thing, and in 2018 they implemented it. What that means is that they are indexing mobile ready websites quicker than desktop because they notice a trend that everybody's moving to mobile. So if you're forgetting about your mobile user, if you're not providing your mobile user with a positive user experience when they get to your website, when they perform a search, that's a big problem. Okay, that's a huge problem actually, and you're going to be leaving a lot of money on the table. Okay, so you want to make sure that your site is really mobile ready. Now, mobile ready doesn't mean that it can be seen on your mobile device. That's not mobile ready. Meaning the navigation is good. Meaning it quickly loads. It's a couple of things that make it mobile ready. And ever since this mobile first initiative that Google put out in 2017, it's been more and more important that this is what needs to happen for your website. And actually, people have seen a drop in their results because they didn't go that route. So that's important. So that you have to start doing. All right. Number 3, failure to conduct keyword research and implement a strategic keyword plan. Like I said, this is something that was coming. Keyword research is key. Now, keyword research is not a set and forget. So let's say you and I were to do business. Yeah, we do keyword research in the beginning, of course, to initiate. But that doesn't mean it ends there. There are so many other keywords that are discovered along the way because every 3 months we're doing keyword research to help you. And we're adding it to if we're doing SEO, or even if we're doing pay-per-click marketing, we're continually adding keywords to your campaign so that way you are getting the best results possible. That's very important. So if you're failing to do that, that's a huge mistake in it's a huge mistake now, but especially in 2023. And I'm going to tell you why after I list all 6, why especially in 2023. Okay, so that was number 3. Number 4 is targeting too brand of an audience. I'm sorry, not brand, too broad of an audience. This is a huge mistake that I see a lot of law firms doing, because if you don't niche down, you actually lose out on opportunities. So that's all I'm going to say about that. It's an interesting concept, very complicated topic as well. So it's hard for me to get into the details of why this is so important. But you just know that if you are targeting too broad of an audience, you're in trouble. So it just stems with the whole know your audience type of scenario. All right. Number 5 is poor web design. So in general, not just mobile. I mean, of course, the mobile design is important. But if you have a poor web design, for some reason, it's funny. Back in the day, it wasn't as important to the end user. But I think the more attorneys that are going online now, since attorneys are allowed to advertise, the more important it has become, because you're landing on some websites that are really nice, and then you go to this other one that's not so nice, and then people tend to go with the ones that's really nice. So have a good design. Have a good web designer really design your website that moves people towards the end goal. Okay, so it has to be strategic. It can't be slapped together. It really has to employ the word design. Okay, and design doesn't just mean colors. It doesn't just mean, design means what is the user experience when they land to your website, to the point where they're either picking up the phone and calling you, or to the point where they're filling out a form for you to contact them. What is that whole user experience like? That's what I mean by design. So make sure that that's important. It's really, 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 make sure that that's on point, I should say. And number 6, last but definitely not least, is not tracking leads. This is scary. The number of attorneys that I take on as clients that do not have a lead tracking mechanism is scary. Because again, you're leaving a lot of money on the table without that. Now, on that point, we have implemented mid-year, this past June, a lead nurturing scenario, or a lead nurturing process for attorneys to use. Very, very simple, very, very user-friendly, and very, very inexpensive. And we have it per vertical. So we have it for family law, we have it for personal injury, we have it for bankruptcy, et cetera, et cetera. And we have a nurturing sequence where we do not, we're tracking leads properly, and we do not leave things on the table. So as long as you use the system properly. So we have that. If you're an attorney and you want to know more about that, hit me up, 888-416-7752. I'd love to talk to you about it. All right. So here's the reason why this is more important coming into 2023, as we wrap up here, as we're wrapping up 2022. This is why this is important. It's more the competition is fierce. It's funny. Like, I do a lot of searches for attorneys because, as they come in and they ask me about, hey, what do you suggest I do? And every time I take on a new attorney and I'm doing research for them, or my team is doing research for them, we see all of these things that are popping up it's just the competition is there. So the quicker you get on board with this and you stop making these mistakes, the better it would be for your firm. So if you're looking to grow your firm, definitely you don't want to do any of these things, okay? And if you're having trouble getting it, if you're having trouble, maybe adjusting this, again, you can send us an email at info@lbmsllc.com, or just give us a call, 888-416-7752. So with that, I am going to put an end to this episode. This has been Frank Deming, the local business guy. Take care, and bye for now. Until next week. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. Don't forget, any links that were mentioned during the broadcast will be available to you in the show notes, so be sure to grab them while you have the chance. Incidentally, if you have any topics that you would like for us to discuss on the show, be sure to send an email to the email provided in the show notes, or click the Contact Us link and let us know what topic you would like us to help you with, and we'll be sure to add it to our schedule. If you would like for Frank and his team to look at your digital marketing presence, and give you a free evaluation, simply click the Request a Free Consultation link in the show notes to get a hold of them. That being said, until our next episode, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.